Hey guys, it's Alex here, and I'm back with Afan Lido with our season 34 February review now, halfway through 34th season, continuing on with this. So we're going to get straight into it. Got quite a bit of transfer business going on. Got quite a few players coming in at the end of the season actually, but I'll take you through what's been happening so far. So going out today, well not today, this year we've had some loans. Our Mexican keeper Patricio Daniel Fernandez out on loan to Airbus. Nathan Acton out on loan to Real. Luke Martin, centre mid, he went on loan to Reading to get some Championship experience. I think Championship or League One, Premier Division experience actually. Surprising there. In the end, Alistair Goschel went for 1.8 million to Plymouth. He did have some good years with us, a good 5 years, but in the end, we do have better younger centre backs coming through, so I want to give them all the time they can to sort of develop. Joe Brooks went to West Ham for 5.25. Um, you could say this is probably not enough money. I'm looking back and it probably isn't enough money, but at the same time, I wanted young players to come back as well, come through this. I just want to sort of bring in our youth now instead of sort of relying on this. That's also why Pablo Rodriguez left for Fulham for 2.8 million. He was 26, had a few 5 good years with us, but wasn't really getting enough playing time anymore. So off he goes to Fulham. Some more loans: Daniel Taylor to Wigan, a youth prospect to Care. Lee Stevenson and Chinnidu Nam out on frees. Some loans to Barry. Kieran Martin to St Johnstone for a free. David Sullivan finally left for Leicester for 1.8 million. I'm quite surprised he did this. He's always been here, to be fair. He's been here since 2034, 45, which is like 12 years or so. And he's always had that sort of. He could have broken into the first time if the circumstances were right, but never really could. And to be fair, to get 1.8 million for 28-year-old David Sullivan, I'm very very happy with. So let that go through. Also, Christoph Ramshamper, he left for Rapid Vienna for 2.5 million. So basically, we have definitely conned them. Look at this. He plays for them, comes to us for a free, goes on loan to Norwich, and then on loan to West Brom, and then we sell him back to Rapid Vienna for 2.5 million. Yeah, I think basically they paid 2.5 for us to kind of develop him and send him out and get him some championship experience for 2 years, and then come back again. So I'm fine with that though. Ewan Patterson, another loan to Wolves. Some more loans. Josh Holmes, he went on loan to Man City. Um, yeah, that's a bit of a strange one. But he's on loan there at the moment. He's actually been playing a few games. Another loan to Barry. Craig Hopkins left for Peterborough for 100k. Never really broke in, and it was going to be a David Sullivan. He would have stuck around for quite a few years, but so decided to let him go now. Some more loans: Adam Mansell, Ryan Kelly, and Nathan Acton in January. And actually, a big transfer in January. Yanal Bayram. Yes, he went to Man City for 35.5 million. Um, so yeah, I was planning on selling him anyway at the end of the year, due to the fact that his contract was running out and he was on 38k a year or something like that. Um, and I've sort of come to the conclusion that we are in a way a selling club, sort of like a Porto sort of thing. But with enough time, we can keep bringing our youth through and finally get that chance and bring players in who will be on a lower wage when we can sell these guys on and keep the money flowing, sort of thing. Because this was a really good amount of money for us. But yeah, as you can see here, bought him for 6.75 million. Back when I bought him, it was a big risk, but I knew it would pay off in the end, and it has. Man City came in 35.5 million. I negotiated it actually, which means we do have a clause on him. Where is he? Yenal Bayram. We have three clauses actually. 25% of his next transfer, which is very good there. Um, Celtic Road. Okay, we still owe them some money, but we basically get 1 million a month for the next like 2.5 years. So that's pretty good there to get them. Like with our income, we don't really get much, but so that's very nice to see have that sort of income coming through. It was kind of sad to let him leave, but we do have youngsters coming through to replace him. Not as good as him, but still, I'm 35.5 million, smashed the transfer record. set by Figueras at 20 million. So there we go. In the end, we had three players come in. Manolo Castaneda, the player we bought last year. He's been playing right back. Primarily, we're training him there. He's been good backup. Hopefully, we'll sell him on for a bit later on. We did buy two more Irish players. We just keep going back for Irish players. Firstly, Owen Sheridan from Cork for 75k. Now he looks very good actually. 16 years old, can play striker and anywhere across the attacking line. 17 determination, 14 finishing, 13 long shots. So definitely one to watch out for. He's in the youth and the reserves, so hopefully he can do well there. And then also Stephen Knight from UCD for 14.5k. And it's weird that he's a centre mid with 19 flair, and he's sort of like defence. He can play all over the midfield. He's got some good stats around. He's only 17, so hopefully he develops there. And then finally, we have actually quite a few players coming in. We have four players in this season coming in. First one, Dale Ardley from Chelsea, a 18-year-old goalkeeper. With the potential he has, and he was on, I think he's on a very low wage for us, so I was like, might as well just take him and have him there. So he's coming in there. Um, that was rejected. Gareth Miller, also another player from Chelsea, a Welsh striker, 19 years old, 15 finishing. Looks quite good. Hopefully he can develop with us for a little bit. Maybe go out on loan once or twice. But hopefully he can do well for us there. And it is good to have our sort of Welsh players coming through. Then we actually got a player from Barcelona, Luis Javier Palmer, who is also a striker and left wing and right wing. So he'll be definitely cover on the left and right wing, seeing as we're a little sort of bit short on that sort of cover. Got good stats overall. He's only 19, can develop from there. And also, finally, Daishi Kurosawa, who is a Japanese forward from Wigan, and he looks definitely one of the better ones. 16 finishing, got some good mental stats, some very good technical stats, got good pace, and I think due to the fact he's Japanese, he's going to boost the revenue sales, which will be very very nice to see. So that is all the transfers actually done and dusted. Onto the fixtures now. We did have a lot of transfer activity. There probably will be a lot in the summer as well. But yeah, so we had quite a few friendlies. Again, as per usual, we have the longest pre-season that we can have. That's it. And I think this year we had the choice of actually who we wanted to go on tour. We could have gone to Nigeria, or we could have gone to Mexico. So we went to Mexico on tour. We actually had Barnsley, Newcastle, and Birmingham first, and then we went to America on loan on tour, which I decided to put up because, to be fair, we have the money now that we can just sort of spend about 200, 400k on this sort of stuff because it doesn't really make much of a difference for us. Then we went to Mexico, and then I took us to Brazil finally to end off pre-season. So got a lot of revenue coming through now due to that. Hopefully in the further years. Then we had ABBA Uni in the first league game, 5-1. Nelson with a hat trick, started off where he left off last year. Wade and Dalziel with goals. Barry was a 4-0 win. Abuzitoe, Donalan, and Elias with two. Newtown was a 4-1 win. Nelson with two, Potter and Henderson. We then had quite like 2 weeks off, or like a week and a half off, so we decided to put two friendlies in, Blackburn and Arsenal. And it's kind of crazy. I got for the first half of the year, I think, I got about 10k in TV revenue. In that Arsenal game, I got 9k for the like TV revenue from that. It just shows like how little money this league has. Um, but after that was actually a draw, 0-0 with ABBA. Quite annoying, but we did play our sort of well, we played a bit of reserves, but should have done better in this game. We did have our first group game of the Champions League, and that was against PSV, and that was a 4-1 victory. If it loads. Robert John, Nelson, Henderson, and Pulio. Some odd scorers there with Robert John and Pulio getting the goals, but in the end, we got past them quite easily. Then we had Banger, and that was a 3-0 victory. Nelson, Davies, and Abazatoy with goals. Stefan Druids, Ryan Kelly with the only goal there. Then we had Stade Malherbe Caen, French team in the Champions League, 2-0 away. Sam Davies and Capaferri. They're actually quite good. I think they're fourth seeds as well, which is quite annoying to see how good they are. But like we always get pretty tough groups. TNS was a 5-2 victory. Donalan, Abazatoy 2, Elams and Ferguson. Premier League Cup, first round versus ABBA, of course. ABBA Zatoe and Ryan Potter with two to send us through. Care was a 3-0 win. Haya, Kelly, and Elias with the goals. And then we had Olympiacos in the final group, like team to come up against, and it was a 4-3 win in the end. Quite close, actually. Didn't really expect to get to this. Bayram, well, they actually took the lead in the first minute. Then Bayram and Nelson gave us goals, and then Davies gave us a 3-1 victory lead, and then they brought two back within 6 minutes. But then Henderson got one straight after to give us the 4-3 win. So we made it a lot harder on ourselves than it should have been. Then we played Real, Marquis, and Abazatai with a hat trick to give us the win there. Premier League Cup quarter-final was against Newtown. Bayram, Davies, Potter, and Malorgio with goals. 3-2 versus Ryder, Dalziel, Elias, and Wade. Olympiacos away was a 4-1 victory, a lot more comfortable this time. Malorgio, Bayram, Capizzelli, and John. We had in the Welsh Cup, Llanfwyn, 3-0 victory. Blackburn with 2 and Martin with 1. Then we had the Premier League Cup semi-final versus Barry. Quite an easy victory actually in the end. Potter with a hat-trick, Capizzelli and Davies with 2. And then we had them in the league and we beat them 4-1 this time. Abzato with all 4, which was pretty good. PSV away was a 5-1 victory. Henderson, Nelson with a hat-trick and Abzatoe. Abba Uni away was a 4-1 victory. Elias, Capiveri, Elams and Martin. And they made a draw with Airbus, which was really annoying. 0-0 away. Really unfortunate here. We did actually have our strong team out, which was really annoying not to get the win. But look at that. 21 shots, 6 on targets, 13 off. And we only have one clear-cut chance, though. So I've started to do a bit more attacking training because we did a bit defensive just to the European sort of games. But after that was a 1-0 victory over Newtown, Cape and then Stade Malherbe came in the last Champions League group game. It was a 3-1 victory. Nelson with 2 and Henderson with 1. And then that's what the group looked like. And it was, as you can see, Stade Malherbe Caen with actually came second, who were the 4th seed. So that was that there. If I show you how the other teams did in Europe, we had ABBA Uni. They actually started off in the Euro Cup playoff, but they had Tottenham, of course. 4-0 aggregate loss. Not too what's it called? Not too pride hitting. Oh, God, I just can't remember how to say whatever it was. But yeah, 4-0 aggregate, not too bad there. Then we had Abbott, who went through. Well, actually, they lost to POK, but that's pretty sort of POK, a strong team. They've been in the Champions League before, but they did win in the Euro Cup playoff versus Zelina. So they went into the Euro Cup Group K with Sevilla, Braga, ABBA, and Bnei Yehuda from Israel. Lost the first game to Braga. Then they beat Bnei Yehuda. Lost to Sevilla. Then they lost to Sevilla again. Beat Braga at home, which is very good. And then lost to Bnei Yehuda on the last day, which is sort of down to them not going through second, which would have been really good for Wales coefficients wise. Other teams, what else did they do? Ryder actually had the Euro Cup second qualifying round, and they lost to Myanmar 5-0 on aggregate. And I think that's it for us in Europe, or Wales in Europe. Oh no, it was Bangor. Well, they had Southampton, so they come up with the English team 8-0 on aggregate. Yeah, not too bad. Well, pretty bad, but still nothing they could do. So after that was ABBA 3-0 in the league. John, Malorgio, and Haya with goals. Seven Druids 2-0. Capizzelli and Henderson. 6-1 versus Bangor. Capaferri, Malorgio, Donalan, Jordan, and Abazato with 2. Then we had TNS at home. Henderson with the hat trick. Potter with 1. And then Real Henderson with another hat trick. Ryder, Dalziel with 2. Capizzelli and Henderson with another goal. 7-1 versus Care. Malorgio with 2. Capaferri with a hat trick and Nelson with 2. 3-0 versus Airbus. Abazato, Nelson, and Davies. And then finally in the Welsh Cup 4th round, Donalan and Malorgio with goals there. So this is what it looks like in the league. 22 wins, 22 played, 20 wins, 2 draws, 62 points. ABBA in second quite comfortably, 9 points over ABBA Uni. Sort of like them to second and third now. Real actually not too far behind ABBA, and then TNS and Care just sort of got past Airbus to get into the sort of top league bit. looks like Seth and Druitt are going to go down, maybe along with Banger or Barry, depending on which one does the worst out of them two. We've already got Europa League, so we're sort of storming again. Look at the stats. Oh God, it's all over the place now. Average rating though, I've got the zoomed out version. I think I should go back to the normal sort of 100%. I think I'm on 75 at the moment. So I apologize if you can't see some of the stuff. But average rating, Abazatoa is 7.87. He's been great in the league this year. Henderson, Osborne, and Alimi with goal average rating. Abazatoa is actually currently top of the goals with 14. Ferguson and Nelson, 7, fourth, well, joint fourth with 7 assists each. Player of the match, Lambs and Nelson there, conceded. Clean sheets, Darren Hughes. Oh, it's opened my eyes up to a whole load of new things going on. Um, but yeah, so if I show you actually the team and their stats, God, you can see so many more people. Goals wise, Abazatoy was 16, um, and then Nelson was 16 also. 13 for Henderson, 9 for Potter, 7 for Malorgio, Capaferri, and Davies, and then 5 for Elias. Assists wise, 13 for Nelson, 9 for Henderson and Ferguson, 7 for Potter, 6 for Wade, Abazatoy, and Capaferri. And then, as you can see, carry on. And Nelson actually at the moment, 8.28 average rating. Look at that. 17 appearances, 16 goals, 13 assists. He's just ridiculous. But yeah, so that is that so far. Under 19 squad is still doing very, very well. I just want to show you Elias and his progression. He is just going to be brilliant. He's getting some big bids now. Like, look at that. He's wanted by 8 clubs at the moment. Look at the teams there. He's wanted by some big clubs. Um, and he's only 18, but look at that. 2.5 star ability already. Um, 16 dribbling, 15 finishing, 70 determination. Great physicals. He's got 17 technique. Um, if you look in the non-leagues, he's got 13 goals. In the league, he's got 5. Being called up to the under 20s Brazilian team, which is very good, and scoring, which is very nice. So then we have Irish players. We have quite a few Irish players. Stephen Knight and Owen Sheridan, the newbies, along with Joe Donnellan, Kevin White, and Jordan there. Then we got the Russian goalkeeper Minkov or Milinkov. Joe Alimi there as well, the Nigerian, and Mark Osborne actually has been doing quite well. 16-year-old left back. He's just I think the fact that we don't have any other left backs, or like they get injured and stuff. So he's played 12 games in the league this year, and he's got a very nice average rating for 16-year-olds. So one of those players you wouldn't look at and go, oh, I'm going to use them, but you do. Along with the same with Daniel Diaz. He's actually getting some interest from Spanish clubs, and he's had some bids that I've rejected. So I'm going to keep working on him and giving him some game time to see how he comes out, because I didn't really look at him at first to see if he would be anything good, but it looks like he might actually do something, which is pretty good. If you look at the finances though now, very, very nice finances. Got 33 million in the bank, which is very nice. And look at that, 60 million pounds in the transfer budget. I know I couldn't spend it all, but Bayram gave us quite a lot there. But yeah, so I think that is generally it with Afan Lido. Oh, yes. I got some kits made um, by Brad FM7 actually, on Twitter. So he was I not very good with that, so he made me, and as you can see there, good old TGI Fridays. The red and white goes well with the Afan Lido kit, so just gotta go with that. But yeah, and also oh, there was something else I was gonna say. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that's generally it. Oh, yes, forgot again, nearly. Welsh Cup quarter-final versus Care, Premier League Cup final versus Banger, Champions League first knockout round. We have Shakhtar, which is good. We avoided Chelsea, I think, who were second in their group. But here's the groups: Leverkusen, PSG, Lyon, Bayern, Malmo versus Barca, Dortmund, West Ham, Zenit City, us, Shakhtar, Celtic, Man U, and Ajax, Chelsea. So that is going to be it. I'll be back at the end of the season or whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's been Alex, and I'll see you guys later.